Hey, this is Chris Jericho of FOZZY, and you're watching Underkill TV. Don't switch it off, because I'll find you. I know where you live. I do. I'm looking in your house right now. Nice picture of a dog on the wall. What is that, a Chihuahua?
Welcome to Underkill TV. We're joined by a man who needs no introduction whatsoever. The one, the only, Chris Jericho. Chris, welcome to Underkill TV. Good to see you.
Thanks, man. I'm really excited to be here. That was a nice introduction.
That's good.
I didn't need one. You gave me a nice one.
How did you enjoy the show tonight, playing Wales again?
It was great. It was super hot, but it was a lot of fun. The crowd was great, and it just really just got a lot of sweat going on when you're done. You just have to sit down and go, oh. As you can tell, I'm still in my after-show clothes, so... yeah, it's always great to come to Wales, and we're really excited to be back. I mean, the crowds over here are always so excited and so pumped up and just so into it. Makes it a lot of fun.
That's what I was going to ask with the next question. Is that the same throughout Europe, that the crowd are really into it compared to the States? It seems to be a massive, massive demand for FOZZY back in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, the States is getting into it. We just did a bunch of shows, Uproar Festival with Avenged and with Bullet. And but UK has always been like a second home for us, you know. So we always try and come here as much as we can. And I think other places in the world get mad at us because they go, "Why don't you come to the States more? Why don't you come here, come there?" But we love coming to the UK because these countries were the first ones to really embrace FOZZY, and like I said, it's like a second home for us here. So, and we take great pride in the fact that we don't just go play. You know, London, Manchester. I mean, we play everywhere in the UK. You know, everywhere. Yeah, exactly. And I think we've kind of made a little bit of a reputation by doing that. So we're going to continue to come here and play as many cities, big and small, as we possibly can. Brilliant.
And when can we expect the follow-up to come out for Chasing the Grail?
This is the last tour for the Chasing the Grail record, and I've already written all the lyrics. Rich is actually writing on the bus during this tour. He's got about 6 songs in the can, so we're going to record it January, February, and have it hopefully out by June, and get ready to come back to the UK for the festivals in Europe.
Excellent stuff. With the set list now with FOZZY, as you've started out with the first album, which was mainly covers, and then the Abstinence was a little bit of your own material, how would you go about picking the set list? Because there's such a demand for some of your early stuff, but now with the last 2 records, which is all your own material, how would you go about picking a set list for it?
Well, like most bands, I mean, it gets harder and harder the more records you do and the more material you have. But we always are very conscious to do stuff from all of our CDs. But we don't do a lot of covers, but because, you know, when you start a band, I mean, doing covers was fun and everything like that, but you want to do your own material. So we still do Eat the Rich, which is pretty much kind of like Am I Evil is for Metallica. It's pretty much their song at this point. We were doing Free Will Burning at the beginning of the tour, but then we just wanted to do more songs from Grail. But, I mean, tonight we still do Feel the Burn, we do Eat the Rich, Kill a Stranger, With the Fire. So we do stuff from the first 2 records as well. And I think it was the first thing when we've you know, originally were signed as a cover band for the crazy reasons that we were, but people always look, I like your original stuff, I like your original stuff, and so do we. So we kind of just, you pick the ones that work and leave out the ones that don't, and just try and create the best possible set you can.
That's one thing I noticed with the crowd tonight. When you played, the first time I think you played Wales was in Swansea in 2005. There was a lot of chants for a lot of the covers songs. The last 2 times you've played in Cardiff here, there's no chance for any of the covers. It's all, you know, Martyr or anything like that. Everybody's chanting Enemy, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like even a song like Wanderlust, which is, we were talking about it, like people sing along with that chorus, and so we don't even bother playing. Everyone just tunes, you know, brings it down, and they're singing Wanderlust, which it was never a single. There was never a video for it. People just like that song. So I mean, I think the set we play now is actually a perfect set representing what we do as a band, and I think all the people that come and check us out like the songs that we play and kind of expect those ones.
And also you said about the writing for the new record. Obviously you said that Rich is doing a lot of writing on the tour. For your ideas for that record, do you get together beforehand, or do you just tend to write when you meet up? And
No. How we did it on Grail was I wrote all the lyrics and sent them to him, and he writes his riffs and his songs basically wrapped around my lyrics, which is a little bit opposite of what other people might do, but it really worked for us on Grail. So when it was time to start working on this new record, I sent him 14 sets of lyrics and some different styles and different thoughts, and Now he's kind of constructed those riffs and those songs around my lyrics. So it's really worked out well. And then once he gets those songs constructed, we'll trade them back and forth and give each other some ideas and start working from there.
Brilliant. And a lot of people that have heard the Chasing the Grail album, I don't know, from yourself as the songwriters and being in the band, a lot of people have said that that album should have deserved a lot, even though it did get a lot of critical acclaim, it should have deserved more. And a lot of people were surprised that it didn't actually get a lot of awards for that album. Do you find that as well? Do you feel it was worthy enough to get an award?
Of course, we should have got a Grammy for every category. But I mean, like I said, I mean, it's okay because obviously when you start a band and the singer is a wrestler, there's always some people that will think, well, it's not real, or it's not this, or it's not that. And I think now, after 13 years of us doing this, and you know, if you count Remains Alive, 5 records in, people know that this has nothing to do with anything other than just a great rock and roll band with a lot of energy and a lot of great music. So it takes a while to kind of turn that corner, but we did that on All That Remains. And then Grail, it got so much positive publicity and so much momentum. Do I wish it would have sold more? Do I wish it would have gotten some awards? Yeah, but on the other side of the coin, we got to play Sonosphere. We toured with Anthrax. We played with Avenged Sevenfold. We're in Kerrang, I think 3 or 4 times over the last couple months. It's like, you know, we're on our 4th headlining tour of the UK on Chasing the Grail. So it really has taken us to the next level. We've toured 13 countries on this record. So, you know, the momentum is behind us like it's never been before, and we just want to continue that. So we really want to release the next record as soon as we can, because Grail is almost 2 years old now, and just really continue to build upon all this hard work that we've done and all the fruits of the labor that have kind of, you know, accrued for us over the last couple of years.
Excellent stuff. Well, we've got a couple of viewers' questions now. Before we'll just let you know, I've got a question here for Mark. Just the notes.
If you were asked to tour, this is from who is it from? We don't even know.
Mark
Outen.
Yeah.
From Wales?
Australia.
Australia. We've played Australia a couple of times. And Mark asks, if you were asked to tour with Megadeth or Halloween, who would it be? Well, I love both of those bands. Halloween is one of my favorite bands of all time, as is Megadeth, but Halloween just really struck a chord with me. I think we would do good with both bands. I think our style of music has some real elements of Halloween and some elements of Megadeth as well. So I guess it would be whichever one is going to play to the biggest audience that we can kind of, you know, get new FOZZY fans. Yeah. So, and it depends what country, because Halloween's really big in Japan and they're big in Europe, and Megadeth's big in the States. So I guess it would depend where we were touring. I would love to watch both bands every night, but you know, Halloween's always been one of my bands. So if you were just asking me from a fan standpoint, I think Halloween would win.
I think I'd give that the edge. It's the same way. I love Megadeth. I love Megadeth. I love
Megadeth too, but I love Michael Kiske and I love Andy Darris as singers. I love Dave Mustaine as guitar player. Singing, he's very unique, but to me, Andy Darris is I love watching him sing. So I would probably go with Andy Darris and Halloween.
Got a question here from Sam Mansell in Wales. Do you still get nervous going on stage every night? I mean, after playing to thousands of people all over the world?
I always get nervous. I mean, always, because you know, you never know what the crowd is going to be like, and you always want, you know, like I have a dream sometimes that you go on stage and there's 3 people there, you know. But I've had dreams that I went and saw Iron Maiden and there was 3 people there. So it's like you're always like, oh, I hope there's people there, and you know. And most of the nights the place is packed, and some nights, you know, it's good. It's very rare that we have shows where it's like you can count every person now. It probably hasn't happened in 3 or 4 years. But in the early days, you could say, oh, there's freaking 7 people here, but fuck it, you know, there's 7 people. Let's make sure we have a good time with those 7 people. So, you know, I think if you always have those nervous butterflies, excuse me, in a good way. And if you don't have that for anything you do in front of a live crowd, whether it's music or wrestling or dancing or anything like that, if you don't have those butterflies, maybe it's time to pack it in.
I've also got one more question then from Lee Kraut in Cardiff. What was it like being on Dancing with the Stars?
It was amazing. I mean, they asked me 3 times before I finally said yes. And I kind of felt like I was an ambassador for metal and for wrestling, you know, to go on a show like that. Because I was like the first guy who was ever in a rock band, or the first wrestler to ever do it. And I mean, both those things really helped me, because, I mean, being a wrestler, you have to be light on your feet. You have to remember a lot of routines. And being a musician, you have to feel the beat, the rhythm, the syncopation, stay on top of the music. So it really was kind of tailor-made for me, and I really enjoyed it, and I really dug what I was doing. And it was really cool, because when I hosted the Golden Gods last year in the States, Geezer Butler was there. I never met him, But he's like, hey, I've been watching you on Dancing with the Stars. I even voted for you. And I'm like, how much more metal can you get? Geezer Butler voted for me on Dancing with the Stars. So yeah.
I did like the promos for that with Andrew WK in the Rainbow.
Well, it was funny. Yeah, those were good. And that was the first year I did. And the second year was just me by myself. So it was good. It was very good times, man.
Well, Chris, thank you very, very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for waiting. I was going to pull an Axl Rose and make you wait till 5:30 in the morning and then just leave, but I couldn't do that.
It's been brilliant. We hope to see you now next year and wish you all the very best for the rest of the tour.
Everybody in Cardiff, and thanks to you, and appreciate it, man. We'll see you next year.
Cheers.
All right, thanks, man.
MAREE, we're so sorry that you couldn't be here tonight. We dedicated it half the set to you, but you would have known it because you weren't able to come. But your name was chanted throughout the building, and we love you, and we're sorry you couldn't make it. Next time, we'll give you a big hug and make sure that you know we love you and that we missed having you here. So have a great night, and talk to you soon. Thanks, MAREE.